Hi, welcome back. This lesson will be dedicated to arrow functions. We will learn this with the help of examples. So example 1. We have a function called greeting. This function displays the text "Hello World" in the console. So we are familiar with this syntax of writing a function. At first we write the word function, then the name of the function, parentheses indicate that it is a function, and then in curly brackets we write what this function will be doing. So this method of creating a function is also known as function declaration. However, there is another way. We can simply create a variable, for example with the name greeting. Then an equal sign, and after that we only write the word function and parentheses. As you see, in this case we don't write the name of the function. Finally, the body of the function. This method of creating a function is called function expression. Actually, the first and the second method are quite similar. But there is also a third method for creating a function. It is known as the arrow function. First of all, let's copy this piece of code. Okay, so to create an arrow function, we need to create a variable. Then we have to delete this word function, and after the parentheses we have to add two symbols together, the equal sign and the greater than sign. As you see, this resembles an arrow, right? That's why this method got the name arrow function. Well, basically, this code, and this code are almost the same. Arrow functions in some respect work slightly different, but you don't need to know this difference, so we will skip this. Moreover, in some cases arrow functions can be written even shorter. Let's take a look at some examples. Simply copy this code and paste it below. As you see, the body of the function is only composed of one line of code, which is console.log hello world, right? So in this case, when it is only one line of code, we can delete the curly brackets and write console.log hello world on the same line with the variable greeting. You see? Excellent. The whole function is written in one line. Cool. Now, let's take a look at another example. For instance, we have a function called sum, which finds the sum of three variables, which are a, b, and c. Then the function returns their sum. Okay, let's rewrite this function into an arrow function. Copy it and paste it below. To do this, first of all, we need to delete the word function. Secondly, after the parentheses, we add the arrow made of the equal sign and the greater than sign. Great, we've got the arrow function. However, we can make it even shorter, because the body of the function is made of one line, which is return a plus b plus c. Okay, copy this and paste it below. Now we need to delete the pair of curly brackets, and then we move the body of the function to the same line where we created the variable called sum. Awesome! The function is written in one line. Moreover, since here we see the word return, please note that in this case we can delete this word. Unbelievable, right? JavaScript will understand that we want to return the sum of these three variables. But this approach only works for the return keyword. Now, let's turn all this into a comment. And then we write console.log sum 234. Alright, moving on to the next example. Suppose we have a function called square. This function returns a squared number. Okay, now let's turn this function into an arrow function. Copy and paste the code below. Okay, you already know what to do. The first step is to delete the word function, right? The second step is to add an arrow. Then we see that the body of the function only has one line of code. That's why the third step is to delete the pair of curly brackets and then place this line on the same line as the variable sum. The fourth step is to delete the word return. Next, we can even take the fifth step. As you see, our function only has one argument, which is x. Well, in this case, we can also delete the parentheses right here. It is not prohibited, but our recommendation is not to do this, because this approach makes reading the code complicated. So it's best to leave the parentheses. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one.